Hey, 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 Cyndilu of the beBOLDyou podcast, here with my amazing guest today, Anna Czaman.
Hi everyone.
She has such an inspirational story, and she is on her way to becoming a motivational speaker. She is living life to the fullest after 22 years of being in a bubble. Born totally blind, she was little when a miracle happened, and she gained some of her useful vision beyond what the doctors said. I want to hear some of that story. So excited to have you with us today. So I am in New Zealand, and you are where?
I am currently in Belgium.
I love technology, and the fact that I can be here in New Zealand and you can be in Belgium. Is super late at night where Anna is. So we decided to go with the cover. So you all will not be seeing us today. We're simply going to talk. I want to thank you for staying up late to do this with me. I'm super excited. When I heard your story on Clubhouse, you captured my heart, and I wanted to share your story with the world. So that is why you are here today. And I told you not to worry about it, to relax. We would just do some really simple questions to start, and then I'll ask you a few things about your story. All right?
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it. Do you have anything else you'd like to say to introduce yourself before we start?
First of all, I really genuinely want to thank you, Cyndilu, for having me. It's an honor. It is my very first podcast like this. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm feeling. I'm feeling excited, but also I'm feeling extremely stressed. Yeah, also it's like, I think that's why I stayed up late, because the excitement was stronger than the stress within me. So I was like, okay, if I don't do this tonight, when will it happen? I don't know. Let's just do this.
Let's just do it. Yeah, I I did a spontaneous singing time and like an improv, and it was the first one I had ever done. I was surprised at how I kept telling myself I was nervous, and then I realized I wasn't actually nervous. I was super excited. So I'm praying that that's how you're actually feeling, is that you're super excited and you're not too nervous. So I'll start with the questions, super simple ones, like, what is your favorite color?
It was supposed to be simple. Actually, I think normally I would say purple. But also, I think I have different favorite colors for different things. I pretty much like all vibrant colors, just those, I don't know, like vivid pink, vivid whatever. They just stimulate my eyes very nicely, and I just love having those clothes with those colors. I love having, like, I don't know, even my hair brush is just like super vivid pink, like that extremely vibrant color that's killing your eyes, and everybody's like, wow, what is this? And I'm like, yeah, it's actually nice. I love it. It's like it makes me feel alive, and everybody else but me like hates it. I am the only one who loves it. So
I love neon colors. You are my friend.
yay!
Like neon green and neon pink and neon purple. I love them all.
Neon. That's the best thing ever.
Yeah. So are you more introverted or extroverted?
I would say mostly introverted, but I also have a tiny bit of extrovert in me. But I don't know. I like going out, hanging out with people, doing crazy things, going to concerts. But then I feel like I have to sleep for a week.
Right? It's like, just let me rest.
Yeah.
Part of you, for sure. Is there a quote or phrase that encourages you the most?
I don't know. I have plenty of those. I think I just don't remember any. I just, see those quotes in like books or I don't know, movies or whatever. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is my new favorite quote. But then like one day later, I forget about it. And I think I have one thing that I really like calling people or things that mean something to me, that are special to me. And I just like calling them my pearls in the world of dirt, which is a quote from one metal song that I pretty much like. It's not my favorite, but that quote just like, wow, moved me, because we have so much dirt in the world and you still have those pearls, and like finding them, collecting them really encourages me to try harder, to try to collect even more and meet those amazing people and do those crazy things. And just, that's how I collect my pearls in this world of dirt.
I love that phrase. I've never heard that before. I evidently don't know that song. So I love it. That is such a treasure to kind of hold on to. Oh my gosh, I really, really, really love it. Okay. What energizes you?
Passion, not only mine, but also seeing other people enjoying, living, believing in their passion. Like you see someone do something and they're so confident in it that you're like, oh my God, this is it. Like it doesn't have to be something that I'm interested in. It just has to be something that interests the other person. Like they're literally living that moment, living that passion. And that fuels me, that energizes me. And yeah, that's it, I guess.
I love that answer. Do you have a favorite age? I know you're only 25, but what's been your favorite age?
I think just now, I would say that maybe also 23, because that 22, 23, that's when I really started living and exploring the world, and really experiencing life at its fullest. Yeah, my life really changed when I was 22, 23. So I guess that's
Okay.
the brand new thing for me.
I'm going to ask you that question when we're done with the questions.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear more about that. Are you more of a book reader or song listener? Or a book listener, probably, right? Book listener or songs?
Yes and no. I actually do read books just with my eyes as well, because I try my best to use the vision that I have. So I use magnifiers, to make the text super large, extremely large, that you get dizzy from it. But but I think music is always in my life, so I would say I'm more of a music listener. But books, well, I have those phases, I can read like hundreds of books in a month or 2 or 3, and sometimes I don't read anything at all for like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, I can relate. I have Audible and I listened to Audible books. Every week I did a new book for like 3 years. And then this year I've done nothing or hardly any.
Wow. Yeah,
A
so
couple of books.
relatable.
It's like break time.
So relatable.
So have you been to any exotic places?
Exotic places.
I think
Ooh.
Belgium's exotic to me because I've never been there. So
Okay. To me, is it exotic? I don't think so.
no,
Maybe Bulgaria or Spain. I think maybe Spain more, because Bulgaria is, after all, partially Slavic, so it's so it's not that far from what I know, from where I was born and raised. So maybe Spain. Let's say Spain.
Do you create to live or live to create?
Both.
We're all creators. Both. I love it. Me too. Me too. And who has been your greatest influence? They can be dead or alive.
Oh no. My biggest influence. Oh, I think I, again, had plenty of them. For a majority of my childhood and teenage years, I think it was Demi Lovato.
Oh yeah. Demi's amazing.
Definitely she is. And yeah, she would be, I think at that age when I was like 12, 13, I was kind of obsessed. Like I really wanted to know everything about her. So that's a little bit of psycho kind of thing. But at the same time, she was really, she kind of fueled me to start singing, to start my journey and, to learn singing, to perform. So I just wanted to be like her.
I love it. You gonna sing for us today?
Maybe not. Actually, I shouldn't because I have people sleeping
It's
in
really
this
late.
house.
It's really
Yeah.
late. We won't do that. So, what one word describes you best?
Oh no, that's a
This
really
is
difficult
this is
one.
that's the hardest and last one.
Oh my God. Wow. No.
She's like, I can't come up with.
No. Okay, okay. I have to focus for a second. I don't want to say creative because it's so cliche.
Why is it cliche?
It is like everyone says, "Oh, I'm creative. Oh, you're so creative."
If everyone's saying that to you, then that's probably your one word.
Maybe it is. I guess I'm creative.
I think it's okay to
Okay,
be
let's
creative.
leave it here. Creative.
I think it's okay to be creative. I think it's okay. Alrighty. And I ask all of my guests a question. What does your mobility aid mean to you? Is the question
My mobility aid is something that I discovered not that long ago. Actually, I only started using it in 2019. When I started my journey, my volunteering journey in Belgium, where I was staying for a year. So what I've noticed is that I always struggled a lot with things like, for example, crossing roads or just reading numbers on buses. And I used to feel like, oh my God, this is weird. I cannot ask anyone because they are going to think I'm weird. I was extremely anxious about it. And obviously, I would never accept myself. I had never accepted myself back then. And once my process towards self-acceptance started, I started thinking about, hey, what can I do for myself not to get in trouble, in order not to put myself in danger? And I found out that there is a thing called ID cane, which is basically something you use to let everybody know that you're visually impaired. So you don't use it to go from, I don't know, place A to place B. You basically only take it out, pull it out when you need it at those moments when you know that you might need to ask for help. For example, to figure out which number is on the bus you need to take. And then something really, really crazy weird happened. I started stressing less while being alone in the street. I don't know, like crossing roads was no longer a challenge because then I would take out my cane and boom, drivers would just stop for me and let me cross. It felt like, wow, I think this is my remedy for my stress, for my pain, for being anxious and shaky. That's exactly what it means to me. It helps me a lot. And often when I pull it out, people just immediately know that something's not okay, that something's up here. So they often ask, hey, can I help you? How can I help you? Do you need my help? So this is my mobility aid, and I'm so happy to have it. And honestly, I kind of regret not discovering it earlier or being ashamed of finding one and using one.
I want to talk about that for just a minute, because I think that
Mhm.
there's so many of us that are afraid to ask. And we have that shame, and I don't even know where it comes from.
It is. It really is. Like, for example, now I don't really have any problems using my cane wherever I go. Doesn't matter. Like, it could be anywhere. But something I've noticed just recently, I came back to my hometown where obviously the anxious girl not accepting herself used to live. And then I called a taxi, and I was like, okay, just look for the girl with white cane, because I'm visually impaired, so probably I won't be able to spot your car. So it would be very helpful if you just spotted me. And then I took out my cane, and I was like, oh no, what if some of my friends will see it? Oh my God, they're going to think I'm so weird. Like, how? Oh. And then I was like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? What is on your mind? Why? Like, I thought you accepted yourself. Why are you doing this to yourself? So how ridiculous it is, just because I showed up in a place where shame and the lack of self-acceptance was my normal, it just kind of came back immediately. I didn't feel
Wow.
like using the cane anymore, and it was just ridiculous. But that, I just don't know. I don't have words for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we do that. And we don't actually get to move forward in life without having help, without doing
Exactly.
it with other people. And
Exactly.
so when we get beyond that shame and we let go of it, and we're willing to pull out whatever it is our ID stick, maybe it's a hand raised, maybe it's a stick, maybe it's, just saying help, or tears for some people,
Exactly.
letting others around you know you need help is an okay thing to do.
It is. Often disabled people think that needing help makes them look worse in other people's eyes, but they often forget that, wait, able-bodied people do that too. Like, it's okay to ask for help. Why do we have to do things on our own? Like, if they make us feel weak, we struggle. Like, even if we are okay after some time doing something by ourselves, like, if asking for help would make it easier, quicker, why not doing that? That's what able-bodied people do too, and they don't feel bad about it.
So tell me about what happened at 22, 23.
uh, I made friends. I cannot explain how that happened, but I only had friends on the internet, and I remember that I met a guy who I happened to fall in love with, and he lived in Belgium. So first he would come to me to Poland to hang out with me, and then after that I was like, I want to go to Belgium to visit. And I did. And then it was also my very first time going to a different country, my first time getting on a plane, my first time pretty much doing anything like that on my own. First time traveling, really traveling. And I liked it. It felt like really discovering a completely different planet. It felt beyond anything I knew. It just felt so amazing, so spectacular. So that person, the boy, the guy I fell in love with, well, he's gone. He's no longer in my life, but my love for traveling never died. And then I went to my project that I mentioned before, um, where I was working with people with intellectual disabilities. And there I've learned a lot of household skills, like figuring out how to deal with certain situations, how to deal with stress at work, how to just make friends, be social, and kind of I started uncovering the real me, the person I had no idea that existed, the person that was no longer lying about her vision, was no longer lying about being okay when she wasn't. And it felt just so, I don't exactly know when it happens and how, but it just happened. And so out of the blue, I was a completely different person. At first, I didn't know what to do with it. I would do things that were not, I don't know, not completely okay. It's not something you would do with people because you didn't know before. Nobody taught you to act around people. So I would often, do things that were embarrassing, talk about things that people were like, huh, what's this? What is this weirdo doing? And then I kind of had to slow down a bit and be like, okay, let's learn it brand new. Let's start brand new. And voila, I have friends. I have a boyfriend. I have a life that I love. And I want to live it. And I want to keep changing in the best ways. I want to discover the person I am really becoming. And I want to be bold and I want to be me.
Yay! That's everything that I love.
Exactly.
And you are boldly living your story, living your life, exploring the world as much as we can right now. It's a little slowed down, but you're still getting out there. I wanted to tell you what one of the listeners said. They said, Anna speaks like music sounds.
Wow. Wow, that's deep. That's so deep. I love it. I love it. Oh, I think this literally made my night, honestly. I just have to remember this. Thank you.
No, I will totally send that to you and I will let you know who that is so you can write back to them.
Yeah, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, if you needed confirmation that you're called to be an inspirational, motivational speaker, you just got it.
That's wow. I don't know what to say, but really, thank you so much. That means the world to me.
I love that. Anna speaks like music sounds. It's so beautiful. Absolutely.
It is.
So what has been your greatest challenge?
Oh, that's a good one. My greatest challenge. I think it was still opening up for people, accepting myself, really. In the past, I really was the person who would constantly pretend that everything's okay. I am normal. I am not different. I am not disabled. I am not visually impaired. I am just normal. But what the hell is normal? And obviously, that was something that would push the people away from me. And I couldn't understand why nobody wanted to be friends with me, why nobody cared about me, why nobody would invite me to parties. And I tried to figure that out, not noticing that the problem was me, because I really hated the person I was. And even when somebody would point out, like, if you need some help, we can help you, we're here for you. I don't need help. I don't need help. I'm normal, and it would really get extreme.
I've got this. I don't need your help. Just leave me alone. Right?
Exactly.
So you were literally pushing people away.
I was. And then I was the worst student in class because I used to pretend that I can see perfectly whatever is happening, in front, like on the front of the room. But obviously I couldn't. So I was a liar. And then I would have bad grades and everybody knew that I was the loser all the time. And that was just bad. Then I was the weird girl with a big magnifier having those gigantic print, paper sheets on my table. And when I was like 7, 8, 9 and stuff like that, I would have an extra teacher helping me. So if it's not a weirdo to the people, what is it then? Like, you stand out in so many ways, in such a, for them, negative way. You are different because you need help. You don't have normal books. You cannot use your eyes to read. And I couldn't understand that was the problem. I hated that. I didn't know that if only I was the one who accepted this, people might realize that actually I'm pretty cool to hang out with. But I was challenging myself in a way that I think I don't regret, because now I am the person I am because of that. But that was a big challenge and caused a lot of nights that I cried through, not knowing what was going on.
Yeah, I remember when my son needed to have, I don't know if I've told you this part of my story. My brother was legally and functionally blind. And so we grew up with a Braille typewriter in my house when I was little. And then my son had the same kind of vision struggles. And so I would go in and copy all of his books and make sure I enlarged them all and made all those big pieces of paper. And so he was kind of the same about, second, third grade, about third grade. He was just like, I don't want all this stuff. Everybody looks at me differently, or he thought they did. And the thing is they might be looking at you differently, but they're also looking at you going, wow, he's still doing that. He's still here, right? They're looking at you as an inspiration. We don't always see it that way.
That's true. That's true. I remember also how I tried my best to hide my magnifier. I was literally covering my table with like extra books so that nobody, sees the magnifier that is there, that is that big screen on there. But honestly, I don't think those people were looking at me as somebody who might inspire them. Just because of my behavior, how I saw myself, I think they were just thinking, wow, weirdo. I really think that. And actually, a friend from my classmate, my ex-classmate, confirmed that, because I run a YouTube channel now and it's in Polish, and my ex-classmate happens to watch it, and she's like, wow, you're so much different than I thought you were.
So now they're seeing you as the inspiration, and because they saw where you came from, you're even more of an inspiration.
Yeah, I guess so. Especially that I openly talk about it. I openly talk about my feelings, how I was feeling back then when I was at school. And really, I think it gets to them. They see it, that they also probably made a mistake there, just underestimating me, treating me like someone of a worse kind. But I don't blame them. I wasn't making things easy for them. So I guess if I saw a person like me, I think I wouldn't like them as well. So
Okay, at 11 years old, I'm going to just kind of change direction a little bit, because that's a few years later than what you were just talking about. At 11 years old, you started singing.
Yes.
How did that come about?
I just always enjoyed singing, and at school we had those singing contests every year, and I decided that I want to give it a shot, but there is one condition: my classmates cannot be there. If they are there, I am not singing. And obviously I had no control over that, because like I would just hope that my group wouldn't show up to the contest. But obviously they did, and they heard me sing, and I was super embarrassed. But at the same time, I knew that I was good, and I kind of wanted to be even better, to prove them that I'm worthy. And then I would just attend more and more competitions. Some of them I would win, and I would go to festivals, just also sing at home, then have some gigs. I had a band for quite some time. It was a rock band, and I think it was a really fun thing to do. It was one of the things that would keep me away from my negative thoughts about myself. Um, yeah, and music is still present in my life. I had a break, 3 years of a break from performing and recording things, but I believe I am ready to start brand new and really make the music that I feel like sharing with the world, and that really can show you guys who I really am. This time I want to make it right. Let's put it this way.
Awesome. Love it. I have just put in the comments your Instagram. I want to let people know where they can connect with you. I'm also going to pop it up here on the screen. And
Yeah.
that's the best place for them to connect with you, right?
Yeah, follow me, guys. I am fun sometimes. No, but I believe you can. I run my Instagram in English, so I guess it's a place for everyone to be. And sometimes I just talk about random things. Sometimes I don't know, talk about things that are actually useful. So I guess you can learn something from me. And obviously we can have some little chit chat if you're down. So follow me, follow me, follow me.
Yeah, and on your Instagram page, they can get to your link tree, which also has your Twitter, your Clubhouse, and a live interview and another profile.
Yes.
You winning for future. Love it.
Yes, yes, yes. You can find me everywhere. I'm just, I don't know. I just feel, I don't know what to say anymore. Wow. I just feel so excited. I think now the stress is gone and I feel so like, yeah, let's do this. My life is waiting for me. Like the career is waiting for me. My message has to be said. So yeah, just follow me and I can share it with you. I need people to share it with.
Yes. Yes. If somebody would like to have Anna as a guest, please contact me. I know, Johnny, you're watching, and I think you've got a great show that she would be awesome for. And Cassandra is another person who's watching and listening. They both have shows, so we'll get you on a couple more. You can share your story some more, because every interviewer is going to bring out a different piece and a side of your story.
Yes, and I have so much more to tell, really. I'm not done here. I'm not done yet.
So tell me, what would you most like to say today?
Wow. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't know. I just feel wow.
Tell me.
I just feel like I am proud. I am proud of myself. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that I'm talking about all these things, because 3 years ago, if somebody told me that I would be talking about all those things that used to be just so like, don't touch it, don't talk about it, I would just laugh at them. I would be like, no, are you kidding me? I'm normal. I'm not going to talk about it. Why do you think I would? So I'm proud. I am sharing it. And it just feels so surreal, so unreal to know that the person I am today is the person I have always been, but that was just hiding, shying away from the world. And I just want to, I don't know if anybody from my loved ones is listening to it, but I just want to thank everyone for being there for me. And even when things were rough, they were there for me. And wow, I'm getting emotional. And I just simply want to say thank you all. And thank you once again, Cyndilu, for having me. Like I said, I'm not done yet. This girl is not done yet. And I still have so much more to offer.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more of your story. Cassandra has come back and said, yes, I would love for her to be a guest on my show. So
Awesome.
I will
Awesome.
connect
Awesome.
you two up, and I will look forward to hearing what you have to say on Cassandra's show. Yay!
Awesome. I never say no to opportunities. I'm just so honored to hear that.
Yay. That is such a good thing for us to end on. When we have opportunities, it is up to us to walk through the door. The doors are often open, but we don't always walk through.
Yes, totally agree with that.
Well, thank you for coming. We have been going for over 30 minutes already. It's crazy how fast it happens. I really appreciate you staying up really late at night, and I'm so excited to have had you with us today. To my listeners that are listening to this, remember it was recorded on Facebook Live, and you can go on over. Actually, you don't have to go on over for this one unless you want to comment, because we'd love for you to comment. But you can go on over and comment. It's also on YouTube. And remember to always live your life out loud and be bold you.